This is Sealine's S390, as opposed to the C390, which is next to it. Now the C390 is what they call the coupe, so it's got the enclosed helm position and deck saloon. The S390, which is a brand new boat into the UK, this is the very first one, is more of an open cockpit design. So very much for your sunny days, but still got great accommodation on it actually. So I'll take you on board of this one and give you the full tour, but you can see straight away just how much more open this boat is. This is very much a cockpit area. And in fact, we can see the difference here, because if you look at the C39, there we go, you can see how that's all deck saloon there, and you can see on this one how that's all cockpit there. But it does have the hardtop on it, it's got the sliding roof sections that you can see. So you can close it up very easily, but it just gives you a much more open experience. I like it very much. Now, step on the bathing platform. This one's got the short bathing platform. You can have a longer bathing platform. It just depends what you want to do and how you do your boating. So some people don't want to pay the extra for the bathing platform because it costs you more in the berthing, of course. They base the berthing on the length of the boat. So this is fine, but if you do want to have a longer one to put your tender on, then you can do. And then look at this cockpit. It's a very wide boat, and so you just get acres and acres of space here, and it's so open. You can see how we've got the roof. This slides across here. It's push of a button stuff. It's electric. It slides down there as well, the same. You've got a bit of shade in the center. It just makes this a really nice open area, and so spacious and very adaptable as well. This backrest will drop again. It's electric. You push a button, this comes down to the horizontal, and then the table again, push of a button, and that'll drop down. You put a sunbed cushion onto there, and that makes a huge sunbathing area right across the back of the boat. In fact, I'll show you that in just a moment. In fact, no, I won't. I'll show you right now. Hang on. Let's find the button. So there's a load of buttons down here. Here we go. And that one there is the backrest. If I push that one the right way, there it goes. Oh, I thought I was going to lose that cushion then for a minute, but yeah, you can see how that works. So that gives you a big area there, but you can imagine with a table as well, just what a great area that makes, and it's completely out in the open. If you want shade, of course, power that one back. What else can I show you here? We've got a double bar area. So this one is the sink on this side. There is storage down underneath, like so. And then this side is the barbecue, and this one has the fridge underneath as well. And then these drop down like that. Fusion stereo down underneath that one, the head unit. And what's really nice, I think, is the fact that we've got 4 forward-facing seats. This is quite rare because normally they'll have a sideways seat here, and the reason they put a sideways seat on is to give headroom in the mid-cabin that comes down under here. Here, they've kind of done both because they have raised the headroom up, but then they've put the seat across like this. And you might think, well, yeah, but where do your legs go? Actually, I've seen this on other Sealines, and it works really, really well. I'll show you. If I park myself here, you sit like this, you put your feet out in front of you like that. There we go. And that is actually a really comfortable position. It's a very relaxed and laid back way to sit, but it means that this space gets used twice. It gets used for the cabin underneath, which I will show you, but it also means that when there's 4 of you running down the coast, you can sit together all the way across here under the shelter of the screen. It's a lovely place to be, and again with the power sliding roof that closes this up if you want to. The helm then is on the other side. There we go. We've got the multifunction display, of course. Twin engines on this one. I'll show you those. Steering, he said, stating the absolutely obvious. And then it's also got the autopilot on this one. The engine instrumentation as well is on there. VHF radio down here and so forth. Lift bolsters as well. And the other thing this has got is this little chap here means that you can drop that one down really, really simple. It means you can then step up here, and when you're manoeuvring, you're looking right out across the top through the roof. Really helpful to give you great visibility. And then when you're sat down, well, then you're down under the shelter of this and looking out through the screen. Brilliant. All right, let's go and look at the interior. Now, this is very much a Sealine thing in that it's all about space and comfortable living, and we've seen that in the cockpit, but we'll see it again when we go inside. Look at this. So we've got a nice little saloon area down here. A height adjustable table again, so that'll go down flush if you want it to. And then where I'm stood is the galley. So if I spin around, that's tucked away in there. Now this one's got gas cooking. You can have electric if you prefer. Just depends what you want. Fridge is down here as well. like so. Really decent sized sink and draining area, that's nice. And then bits of storage about the place, such as in here, that opens, that's a bit full of stuff at the minute, but nonetheless, that's tucked away like that. And we've got a bit up here as well. Nice big wide steps as well as you come down. Feels a nice boat to move around, big handrail there as well. Very good. Let's press on forward. TV is in here. There's also some of the electrics are down here as well. There we go. So that is the shore power. So it's things like your sockets and your battery charging and all that kind of stuff. And then the lower one is your 12 volt stuff. And then the battery switches are here as well. Good. Let's head on forward first of all. Owner's cabin is up here. Love these funky light switches. These are all programmable buttons, so you can program them for sort of low level lighting and that kind of stuff. So it's just a touch of a button to change it as to how you want it. Central double bed, or island double bed. And what's nice is it's really low. A lot of boats, when you come to here, they've put it up quite high to get it forward. They haven't done that on this one. And it makes this cabin feel super spacious. Big hull windows in here as well. There we go, so you've got a nice view out. We're in Ocean Village at the moment. Some nice lighting in here too. Look, they've put it all up underneath in places like this, down the sides of the headboard. Very nice. Bit more storage on this side. And then we have access to the day heads here. So this has got ensuite access, but you can see there's a door there that takes you through from the main saloon area, and they've put a separate shower area into this as well. It's important to remember that this is a sub 40 foot boat, because when you come to places like this, it feels larger. There we go, let's come around here, close that one up. There we go, so sink, bit more storage, the loo and the shower. There we go, little wave in the mirror, and we'll head back out this one. So this is the one that takes us straight out back into that saloon area. There we go, and then there's another cabin back here, and again, very Sealine sort of thing. They've actually put a third berth in here. If you've got 3 kids, this is a godsend. Or, you know, just for extra capacity if kids have got their friends come in. Or just use it as a little settee area, someone to come down and relax and get away from it. So 2 beds in here, and then that settee or another bed just there. But decent sort of size. That is that infill cushion that goes on the table upstairs to make that into a sunbed. We've got a bit of storage in places like this. We've got decent headroom as you come in. Now this is what I was talking about. In fact, if I back right out, I can show you. That there is that there. That's why it has those steps up, because that's creating that headroom, those steps that go up. So that's why I can walk into here with full headroom, and then as I come into here, it just starts to drop then as we go forward, and then of course this, or as we go across I should say, this is then dropping down underneath the helm on the other side. So a nice cabin. They've done a good job of getting a good cockpit area and a good cabin underneath it at the same time. That one there, a bit of pull, is hanging locker and a bit more storage underneath. Very good indeed. It's nice, isn't it? Excellent. Let's go and have a look around the decks, and then we'll finish up with the engines. My shoes back on. Got new shoes. Look at this. Treated myself. Okay. This has got these side panels in. These will come out. So these are part of the fabric of the canopy system. You can see there. And in fact, you'll see there's tracks about here, here, and here, because there are other sections that go in, so that all of this can be completely enclosed. So this can make another really good day space, even when the weather isn't very nice. And they just slide in as this one is. So those tracks there, and then clip on down here. So dead easy. Let's take a wander around the outside. The rails on this, incidentally, start right back here. So literally, as you step up onto this, you're already inside of this rail. It feels a very nice boat to walk around. There's a rail up here as well to hold on to, and this is the sliding roofs that I was telling you about. So that's the one that slides backwards across there. That's a TV aerial. We've got the VHF area on here as well. Radar, if you had it, would sit up on top of there, and another sliding roof section here. So this is like a concertina fabric section that obviously moves forward. Big one-piece windscreen, big pantograph wipers as well, and then this one's got the sunbeds on the front underneath this canopy. It's come right up to the bow. This is quite clever because they've put a sort of a drop section here we can step down into, and there's a seat under this front section. I wonder if I can show you actually. Hang on. There we go. So the sunbed's back there, and then the seat here. Another really nice place to sit. Let's put that back as we found it. And if I come right up to the very bow, I go back to saying this is a sub 40-foot boat, but look at it. It's just massive, isn't it? Sealine are very, very good at doing this, about making boats that feel bigger than they are. And here's a great view of the difference between this one with its open cockpit. In fact, let's go back here. So this is the S390, big open cockpit. This is the C390 deck saloon. And it just depends on what you want. Neither is better than the other, of course. Some people want more inside accommodation, be able to use that area irrespective of the weather. Other people want to have this where when it's a nice day they can have it all open, but of course you can close it up if the weather's not quite so good. Okay, last thing to talk about is engines. Let's come back here. And one of these buttons will power up the engine hatch. Which one is it? So what we've got here basically, let me just show you, we've got lighting, we've got the roof front and back, the table is electrically adjusted, that's the back seat, and that one there should operate the engine hatch. Oh, we're going to lose those cushions, aren't we? Are we? No, we're not. They're going to be staying where they are. There we go. What I do need to do, however, is just fold that one over. Hang on. There we go. Just give it a little bit more room. Okay, so what we have in here then is a pair of Volvo Penta D6 380 engines. There's a ladder down into here, as you can see, and then that's the engine space. These are straight six, turbocharged and supercharged. They're giving the boat about 34 knots flat out, and are cruising therefore very comfortable about 25 knots, and range that sort of speed about 250 miles. As ever, drop it back to displacement speeds, we get an awful lot further, but that's the sort of range you can expect when you're running fast. But decent sort of engine rooms, as you can see, you can get right down between the engines and around the engines. It's all pretty get-outable, isn't it? Fantastic. Okay, let's drop that one back down. And there we go. That is about the size of that. I'm going to come back up to this comfy seat here next to Maggie, the baggie. Hello, Maggie. And I am going to say massive thanks to TBS Boats. They've organised this tour. They're dealers for these in the UK. Huge thanks as ever to you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of that. Let me know whether you prefer an S390 or a C390. I think it'd be interesting to see what people's thoughts are on that. And we will catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.